Hey everybody, William Larson here again with Intoxicating Ideas. This is going to be another, out of the box thinking concept. The last one I did was about, ensoulment and the beginning of the soul. This one is going to focus on the backside of that, the possibility of an afterlife if there is one. As always, not for kids, but since my dad's death earlier this year, I've really been thinking a lot about, is there an afterlife? If so, what's going to happen? It's, been extremely prevalent. So this is just one of those things that I've thought about in the past, but just been reoccurring a lot more lately. So I figured I'd go ahead and, get these thoughts out on this one. There's a few different options that a lot of people believe. One concept is there is no afterlife. So, essentially, you fucking die, everything goes blank, and that's it. So, if that's the situation, it's not really a big deal. It's like going to sleep and just not waking up. Everything goes blank. That's the end of it. So, I'm not really concerned if that's the way it goes. It's a definitely ending point, but nothing lasts forever anyhow. So, what difference does it make? I guess worst case scenario, if it's legit, is you screwed up your life, you're cast down to hell for eternity, where you are just tormented for ever and ever and ever and over and over and over again. And yeah, that seems pretty fucking shitty. So that would just be a really crappy way to end everything. And to have such a benevolent God who puts so much time and effort into creating everything, if that's the situation, to be like, hey, here's your one life. You get one shot. If you do it right, boom, glory in heaven forever. Or I'm just going to fucking send you someplace where you're tortured for the rest of eternity. Like, that seems super ridiculous. So I find that hard to believe. Certain ancient cultures believe that our soul is sent back to the nebula in galaxy where they feel life is and everything is created, and essentially based off of your actions you're kind of recycled through the mulch, or you do get sent to heaven, essentially, eternity for happiness and amazingness, whatever. So that's best case scenario, I guess. I guess my thing is like reincarnation. The idea of getting recycled in the mulch and repeating the process, going back through it like, hey, you died this life and didn't exactly succeed. Let's start you back at level 1 and see what happens this time around. Well, if that's the situation, and if you just don't live exactly to the way that God, whatever, perceives as, what they want to bring you into heaven, and whatever the fuck you're doing doesn't really matter, and you can just continue doing it on and on and on again until maybe eventually, on a spiritual level, you're like, I've done enough of the physical life, now I'm ready to live properly, and then go to that next level at the end of this one. So, with the afterlife scenario, in the first video I discussed with ensoulment, the idea that the soul weighs 21 grams and, energy is not created nor stored, it's just transferred. So, what if reincarnation is legit? You can come back as a different body and new life and try again. And if that is the case, what if we could just control where our energy or soul transfers to at the time of death? Now, with that, maybe you need to know exactly when the soul dies, so you would have to control your person's death, which, yes, means what you think it does. And also, maybe having like a pregnant female on the other side, at that point of inception or ensoulment of that fetus, like, what if you could control death and control the transfer of that energy to a new fetus and just keep that soul hopping the way in the direction you want? I know it sounds crazy to me. I thought about it and laughed yesterday. I was like, this could be the plot of a movie where, the 1%ers want their corrupted souls who have just spent their entire livelihoods, just terrible, wanting power and subjugating those that are lesser than them or what they think is lesser, and wanting to just leapfrog each soul's existence through their own family timeline. Like, hey, Gramps is about to die. Let's set him up with this fetus over here, and then we can reincarnate Gramps into, baby Jim, the 17th, and, just keep the cycle going and keep running the world the way we want with souls that we know are intact with the same ideas or the same energy. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my crazy thought on Afterlife and possibilities on what if we could just control that transfer of energy, direct it where we want to go, and reincarnate ourselves into particular individuals that we're looking to do, and even, inbreeding certain genes so that we're transferring that soul to the perfect, 6'4", big built, blonde haired, blue eyed Hitler type, perfect individual. So, yeah, like I said, just my thought on the afterlife and maybe a partial movie plot to help out going down the road. That's going to be, the last one on this series. The 9 videos I decided to do, I will be doing a, recap, overview, and a little bit of a preview onto some of the other stuff that I've got in my head and plan on discussing down the road. I hope everybody likes this, and I hope you'll have a great day. Bye.